Good morning from Bangalore, India, where I'm still in lockdown with a little over 2 weeks to go, and continuing my promise to share with you excerpts from my book each week, Becoming Unshakeable, Wisdom Learned on the Journey to Inner Freedom. So during the coronavirus pandemic, two things that I'm highly recommending, as is my guru Sri Sri Ravi Shankar and other enlightened leaders around the world, are pranayamas, which are breathing techniques to bring up the life energy in you, and meditation, which can take you to a place that is unshakable. So in the beginning of my book, I talk about my first meditation course and what it was like for me. I had done the happiness course and learned the diamond of the Art of Living programs, the Sudarshan Kriya breathing technique, which had brought so much ease to my life and clarity and more joy and improved perception, observation, and definitely communication. And when I heard about the advanced course, the silence course, I thought, wow, everything's been so great in Art of Living so far. Let me do that too. Little did I know what a challenge it was going to be to sit with myself, which is what meditation is. And this is where the breathing techniques come in. They really help to bring out the restlessness in the body. So I had some struggles the first few days on the course because I was so caught up in the world, like so many of us are, and sitting and being still with my own thoughts, the own sensations in my own body, observing my own habits and patterns. Well, that was anything but comfortable. I wanted to get up and run away. And yet, the teacher was so good, as are all the Art of Living Silence course teachers, that he helped me to stay there and to be with it and move past it so that I could tap into other dimensions. Let me read a little bit about that experience to you. We'll begin with a quote from Sri Sri. To the wise, commitment is their comfort. Commitment can only be felt when it oversteps convenience. That which gives you long-term happiness and short-term misery is best. That may help to explain the rest of this. The next morning, now this is after I had been sitting on the meditation course for a few days. The next morning, although my body was in the present, my mind was right back swinging between the past and the future. Although nothing outwardly had changed, I was back to being miserable with my own mind stuff. Most of the people on this particular course were old-timers on the spiritual path, and they wanted to enjoy as many meditations as possible. That evening, I handed a letter to Philip, the course instructor, describing how this was the most boring thing I'd done on the path so far. I didn't understand what I was supposed to get out of it. I didn't like all the singing, and I was tired of sitting around and meditating so much. I wanted to leave. Philip, who did become a good friend, Philip patiently read my long list of complaints before chuckling. It's just your own resistance. Be with the boredom. It's good. My temper immediately lit its fire. Boredom was good? The fact that I'd paid money and was unhappy with the experience was good? Noticing the cloud of doubt coming over my face, he went on to explain that boredom signified that we were evolving. He encouraged me to be with my own resistance, to just keep observing my own thought patterns and habits without judgment of what is right and what is wrong. Just relax and keep observing. The law of nature is that when we place our awareness within, what is negative dissolves and what is positive expands. He said, with a genuine smile, adding an explanation for the Sanskrit songs we sang each night. The course ended the next day, and while I was undeniably more at peace, I was ready for it to be over. After lunch, Philip asked us if we wanted to come out of silence or to sit for one more meditation. I was the only person who raised my hand for the first option, while the woman next to me enthusiastically waved her hand for another meditation. Sneering at her, I imagined hitting her with the tambourine she banged at satsang every night just before sitting for one more meditation. Clearly, I was not enlightened yet. Leaning against the cool glass of the patio door, I looked at Pikes Peak, the highest summit on the Front Range of the Rocky Mountains. No matter what nature threw at that majestic mountain over hundreds of millions of years, it was still standing as strong as ever. I wondered what life would be like, to be that unshakable no matter what nature threw at me. That's how unshakable I wanted to become. Dropping my own resistance, I closed my eyes in acceptance of the present moment, and that's when it happened. All the discomfort in my mind and body dissolved, and I was in a state of samadhi, a blissful and deep state of meditation referred to as union with the divine. For the first time since arriving, I didn't want to open my eyes when Gurudev's melodic voice began singing an ancient chant, indicating the meditation was over. I really recommend you go to the Sattva app these days, S-A-T-T-V-A. It's an app created by The Art of Living with all kinds of guided meditations to help you during this pandemic to bring up more inner strength, release the anxiety, bring your smile back, bring up the creativity, and forge ahead. You can do it. I know you can. Let me know how you enjoy those meditations.